Hi guys, and welcome back. So we're still setting up this Hemlock and Oak Weekly planner. Again, I used free printables available on their website, and I just printed it off and put it in a big size happy planner. All of that's in the description down below. But what we're going to be going over today is the four goal areas that they give you. Um, so we've made it through like all of, like, I don't want to call it the junk stuff, the not so fun stuff, but like we've already done the reflection, we've done the introspection, we've done our character traits, we've learned our values, we've ranked our values. So with all of that done, that's pretty much the foundation for these goals here. Um, with it being right around New Year's and that, I know a lot of you are making goals. So what happens is, like, if you don't really know your traits, you don't know your values, if you don't really know what's important to you, you could just make a New Year's goal of where you're like, oh yeah, that would be nice, that would be fun. But if it doesn't actually resonate with you or it doesn't match your other values in that, or especially if it combats a value that you have, you're less likely to succeed in that goal. So I think, at least to me, this is why this makes sense to me, and this is why I like their setup, is that it lets you focus on those first, and then that way you're more likely to create a goal that is like founded on those. So like, see what values does this goal support. So with that in mind, like, you know that that's one of your values. Now you got a goal that's centered on one of your values, and you're more likely to work towards that goal then. So I got 4 examples for you. And again, hopefully, like, this helps you whenever you're setting up your goals. You're definitely going to have different goals than I am. But again, like, these are just for, example purposes. So we're going to start with the first one here. Again, we've already learned that, let's see here. In my ideal life, okay, remember we had my shop down here. I just wanted some success with it, so I want it to be successful and to grow. So for that to happen is, to me, I want to have more products in my shop. I want more variety. So I had to sit and think about it, and I was like, okay, whenever I do actually start adding more products to my shop, what values is it going to support? And to me, the first one that came to my mind was commitment, because it's showing that I'm committed to my shop. I'm committed to, bettering my products. I'm committed to, like, focusing on what the customers are asking for, or just anything different. So commitment was the first one for me. Of course, growth came second, because I am developing my skills, and at the same time I would be growing my shop. And the last one, which I'm actually surprised wasn't the first one, is creativity. Just because, again, I would be learning new things. I would be like making different products and that, using new skills. So that is a creative process. So those are the 3 values that I picked for that goal. Okay, so it then goes on to ask you, why do you want this goal? And again, this is the purpose. And I know a lot of, like, to me, I did it. I used to make my goals this way, is that I would think that I wanted that goal just because, for me, like, everybody else had the same goal or something like that. And it was like, okay, well, if they want to do that, then I might as well do that. And it would, like, turn down, or the explanation to this question would actually inevitably be that answer. And it's like, well, why do you want this goal? And it's like, well, actually I don't. I just thought I should do it. So if you make it to this question with one of your goals and you really can't find a reason why you want to do that goal, then that is not the goal for you. um, I don't know how else to put it, because I mean, you would not work towards that goal if you don't want it. You do need the want. It's what helps drive and motivate you to get the end result. So, for this goal in particular, my reason for wanting it is, again, the variety of products. I'm hoping that they attract more buyers, more customers, and that's generally sales. So, I mean, that would be a good thing. Even if I feel like if I had more products, even if they don't purchase that product, if it just attracts them and brings them to my shop and they see something else that I've had and they're like, ooh, man, I want that, that's good enough for me. So, again, it's just a variety. I think I'm able to attract more people to take a look at my shop if I just had more. A second reason could be is that the development of new skills. This actually helps boost creativity because, yeah, you may learn how to do something like watercolor paint, sewing, working with the planners, digital sticker making. To me, one craft generally tends to lead to another because you just kind of blend them all together. You're like, hey, if I could do this and this, what happens if I take that concept and I put it on, with this type of craft? So to me, I think that's really how maybe that's the curious thing, but it it does generally tend to boost my creativity. Another reason would be is that, I would feel more connected to my shop and my customers, just because anytime I do add something new to my shop, um, if it goes well, then I know that, like, hey, my customers are into that type of thing. And that means that, I could start making more things like that. If the items just kind of sit there and I notice that there aren't any more views, then that lets me know, like, it's either update that item because you didn't get it quite right. But then again, like, I would still have some views if it just needed, like, tweaked. So that to me gives me more of an idea of what my customers are coming to my shop for. Likes and interests, that type of thing. So it really is like a connection to your customers as a shop owner. um okay, so the next thing that Hemlock and Oak gives you is there's these 4 squares, okay? And you're supposed to break your goal into 4 milestones. I choose some like pretty crazy random goals. Um, but to me, this part right here, this is where, if you're familiar with the whole SMART goals concept, this is where you really want to like sit and think about it, and you're like, okay, so if I want to have more products in my shop, first off, like, specifically, what does that mean? Okay. And so when I come up with these I call them 4 action steps, but I guess they call them milestones. um I'm looking for something specific. So for this one, it's covers, it's box stickers, it's covers and inserts and disc. Okay, like this is like the home run right here. I do try to put them in the order that I want to work on them in. Um, the whole measurable thing is that I want to have covers and I want them in a variety of colors. So a variety to me personally would be like 3 or more. I have a variety right now, but I mean, it's not a variety of colors. So I guess that's the specific part of it. The measurable would be the amount that I have in there. So I mean, even if this is all I did for the year, if I just had 1 blue, 1 pink, 1 green, 1 yellow, that is achievable. And I guess that's the next part of the SMART goals, okay? relevant. Again, it's got to align with your values. Um, so again, I would be learning new skills. I would be, that's growth. I would be creating things. That's creativity, and the commitment to it. For me, for like me personally, it's the commitment itself is the challenge. Is it's like, okay, how many colors can we get in the shop this year? That would be the challenge. That's the commitment to me. Excuse me. My voice still does not like videos. I guess the other one would be is if I would have a customer contact me and say, "Hey, I noticed that you've had these type of planner covers. I'm looking for one in this color or this pattern. Do you have that?" Of course, if they're asking, it's more than likely no, I don't. But it gives me an idea for the next one that I'm going to be picking. So I guess that could be the commitment as well. And again, time based. Um, when I'm off of work and I'm on extended breaks, it is a lot easier to create the covers. But to me, knowing how long it takes me to actually sew these things now, I could probably generate a color suit for each month. It would be done on the weekends. I would have to like bulk make them, I guess is the best way of putting it. Like I would make all of the inserts for the first week, so that would be like the little pockets in that. I guess it would be the measure in the pockets for week 1. I would attach them and create the lining for week 2. That's whenever you would sew around and then flip them out for week 3, and then the finishing and the listing for week 4. So, like, I don't have the time to sit and like make them every day because I gotta go to work. So that would be the time based for me. So again, like I am taking this larger goal here. I'm putting it into 4. To me, they're smaller goals, but they're more achievable. So I would definitely start with this one. And then once I feel like I got a good enough flow with those, I would start adding these in. But I mean, I'm telling you right now, the whole box sticker color combos, that is so easy. So, like, I could do this before work. It definitely whenever I'm planning and I come up with something and I'm just like, oh man, I need a color combo for that, and I just go over to the computer, plug it in, and it's like, bam. The hardest part there would be the listing. As funny as that sounds. But, yeah. So I do know that one's achievable there. It's just getting myself to. So, I mean, I could work on that like Monday through Friday and then list it when I list the planner covers. The disc bound covers, God, I want to do that. I've been wanting to do that for years. Okay, that one's going to be a learning curve. I do have it. I have the idea in my mind, but one of these days I am going to have to just sit down and figure it out, make a prototype, see if it works. And of course, the whole inserts and disc, I would love to print off and make inserts, guys. I'm weird like that. And I'm really starting to want to get a 3D printer and start making planner disc at the same time. So, yeah. So those are big ideas. I figure that's 4 big ideas that will definitely keep me occupied for the whole year, but at the same time they're small enough goals to where I could keep track of my progress on them throughout the year. I know that got a little lengthy. I'm sorry, guys. I get really excited whenever I talk about this stuff. Okay, so the next question is, what habits will you need to achieve these milestones? Okay, so this is whenever we're gonna start forming habits, because the attainable habits are in the next part of this. So this is where you got to sit and think, like, okay, like what would I have to do to, make this happen? And to me, with these is, yeah, I am going to have to stay up to date on current trends. This would mean like at least like once a week. Once a week, I'm going to have to like go through, I don't know, like fashion TikToks or something. Normally I don't. I'm still wearing like pretty much I'm still wearing clothes from like 10 years ago. Okay, like I don't care. I don't really have a fashion sense. I wear t-shirts and jeans. But if I'm gonna be making color combos, and I want covers of a color that are going to sell, or a material that's going to sell, maybe a certain textures in. I have no idea. But surely there's somebody out there that does keep track of this stuff, and I gotta find that person. And so I am going to have to make it a habit to pick like a Saturday or Sunday and be like, okay, what's the color of the year? Like, what colors are in for spring? Another good one would be the Happy Planner sticker books. Again, this is something I come across whenever I'm planning myself. Is the one that's coming to my mind right now would be the Year to Shine sticker book. I love that sticker book. It's gorgeous, but there are no box stickers anywhere for that book. So I just finally I got angry whenever I was planning one day, and I just pressed pause and went over to the computer. Like I said, it's really easy. It's easy to make them. And I just went over and I was like, okay, I need this color, that color, this color, that color. And I printed it out, cut it, made it. The difficult part for me is the listing. And I don't know why. It's actually not that hard. I guess that's where the the excitement like ends. It's no longer exciting. It's work. So, yeah, I do gotta make that a habit, like actually listing stuff. Okay, so the next habit that I would have to do would be to learn new skills and improve the ones that I have. That would be the sewing, the digital art. Again, I'm gonna have to pick, like, I would have to say like an hour. I'm gonna have to set aside an hour on the weekend and just dedicate that hour to working on whatever it is that I'm working on for the month for this. And of course, connecting with and networking with manufacturers. That scares the crap out of me, so I try everything possible not to. But eventually, to me, like, I would like to take my digital creations and actually make a physical sticker book with it. Could I make the sticker book myself? Yes. But I feel like it would be better cost-wise, time-wise, if I did find a manufacturer that I could trust to do that. So, I mean, that's why that's on last. And again, you have the timeline in the reviews. I just do mine by quarters. At the end of every quarter, I try to come back to these pages. This year I'm going to, because again, remember, we sectioned them off and they're labeled, so it's going to be like staring me in the face all year now. It's like, hey, remember them goals? Remember them goals? So, I mean, I could come back at the end of every month and write it in pencil, but at the end of every quarter, really, I do look at this and I'm like, okay, what did you do in the last 3 months towards this goal? Are you making progress? Another thing is, if you realized that, like, you wrote it down, you got excited for it, and then you never did it, it is not the goal for you. So, or you made it too difficult and you need to break it down into smaller pieces. So that's another way that I know that, like, you know what, that goal just, that just wasn't your thing. Okay, so I do know this video is getting lengthy, guys. I don't want it to be lengthy. So, like, we walked through that, so now we're just going to do a general summary here. Another goal I have for this year is a more reliable car. So, like, we're working on personal development with this one. This one is a material item. Again, no, like, the car I have, it's junk. falling apart. It is. So it would give me more freedom because I would be able to, if there's something going on out of town, I would feel better about driving my car to that thing, so I wouldn't have to worry about renting a car in that. That would save me financially. Security wise, just because I would feel safe in it, okay? Stability is not looking out in the driveway wondering when the, car turd is gonna blow up. Um, so, again, this is taking your values and it hopefully like lights that fire under your ass so that you do achieve the goal. um, so yeah, like I already know it's not gonna pass inspection. There's no way. I do want a car that matches my style and personality. This car I did have to get real quickly, so it's not really that I chose this vehicle. It's like I needed one now, and this is what was available. And like I said, I hate this thing. I do. I'm not gonna say what it is. I don't want to hurt any manufacturer's feelings in that, but I do like this. Oh God, I hate this car, and yeah, and I want a car that I feel safe driving in, okay? And confident that it's gonna make it across town, okay? Like this thing, I'm scared to take like 10 minutes. But right now, it's the car I got, okay? And yeah, I'm grateful that it does drive me across town. Surprisingly, it does. And it would be nice if I did actually have something where I was like, yes, that's mine. So again, we're breaking it down into 4 milestones. Again, I like calling them action steps. But I mean, to get it, I'm gonna have to save some funds, right? Like you just ain't going over to the lot willy-nilly, right? So, I want to try to get some funds put back. Then that way I got a general idea of what I'm able to spend. Again, we're going to be researching models because the type of car I like is no longer made. They discontinued it, and I'm very upset about that. That is the car I had before this car. I would love to have another one, but they gone. Okay, so yeah, and then of course you gotta scout the lots. Gotta see if you could find this freaking car. And then of course the most important part, because we did save some funds. Again, while you're doing these, you're still saving funds. And it's like, okay, so do we have enough for a down payment? Are we going to be doing a loan? Or did you actually save enough and are we going to pay outright with cash? Up until this car that I have now, all of my vehicles were purchased with cash. So it is possible. I do prefer to buy them outright with cash because I don't know. I hate the loan thing. I think that's the other reason why I hate this thing is because I do have it on a loan, and it's like, God, I hate this car. Hate everything about it. So yeah, I mean, the way that I'm going to achieve this is I do have to make extra payments on the debts to improve my score. That in turn will give me lower rates. If I know that I'm going to have lower rates and a better chance at a loan, then that's going to speed up this process a lot more. Just because then at that time, like, I'll know that I'll have more funds to put towards the loan and it will be faster because it's, lower rates. I'm going to make a consistent contribution to a savings account that is just for the car. So I'm not taking from my emergencies. I'm not taking from my dailies. And of course, I do have to reduce the spendings on the wants. Because, whenever you're out there and you see something and you're like, oh man, I'm going to buy that, but you don't really need it. And that's where I have to start comparing it, and I have to sit and say, okay, do you want that candle, or do you want those $30 to go towards the car? And right now, yeah, I want the $30 to go towards the car, okay? So that's another way to speed up the process, and again, once you have the funds, then, this comes a lot faster. And again, I am going to be tracking this quarterly. Oh boy, guys, we're already towards the 25 minutes. So we only got 2 more. This one is a common one. This is common around this time of the year. So if your goal for this year is to become debt free, the first thing that I learned is not to say that your goal is to be debt free. Just start with reducing the debt. My goal is to reduce the debt. For this year, like last year's was reduced debt. For this one, I picked the worded as get closer to being debt free. Again, this is specifics. It makes it more achievable, okay? Because right now, I pretty much know I'm more than likely, I don't want to say not, but I'm more than likely not going to be debt free by the end of this year. But if I continue with these steps, I will be closer to being debt free. So you see how that changes the goal drastically. The values that I would need for this to happen would be first and foremost is contentment. Being content with what you already have. You don't need nothing, therefore you don't spend. That reduces your overspending, which then means you got more monies to put towards these things to get rid of them. Stability that to me is just knowing that I have what I need. That goes along with the contentment and of course the determination, because there are some days whenever I look at paying down my debts and that, and I'm just like, oh, just make it stop. And sometimes I just want to curl up in a ball and hide from it, like I don't want to look at it no more. So you do need determination to keep up with this. Again, like what I just said, the debt does weigh you down. It is mind, body, and soul. Debt does eat you alive. I want to feel in control again of my finances, which we are getting there. So we're a lot better than what we were 2 to 3 years ago. Again, it's a work in progress. I want to save up for and buy a home one day. So again, that's another one, like what I just did with the car, where, because guys, we all know I like candles. Okay, there's a candle around me at all times. So again, this is one of those times whenever I'm going to have to be like, okay, Sally, do you want the candle or do you want the home? And yeah, I want the freaking home, because I'm gonna have to say I hate the car worse than the house I live in right now. So, the car for sure, but but like it's the same concept here. So again, the 4 milestones that I picked, of course, is creating the monthly budget, because again, you have to stop the overspending. You do need to know how much you owe in your debt, so again, you gotta list them. Now, maybe you choose to list yours high to low. Maybe you choose to list them by the minimum payment that cost you the month per month to the lowest one. The most important thing is to list them. I choose mine low to high. I do enjoy the snowball method, because once you get one paid off, then you take that payment and then you get to add it on to the next one, and it just kind of like builds bigger payments per month, and well, you get rid of it faster. It's actually been very successful so far. And of course, using debit, not credit. That is the hardest one for me. So that's why my top habit for this would be, again, I keep it mini. Generally it would be stop using credit cards. Don't use a credit card for the whole year. But again, I want it to be achievable. It's easier for me to measure it too. So I shoot for going 30 days without using the credit card. Basically I make like a little monthly tracker in my budget planner, and that's how I rank myself for the month. Of course, tracking all spending in the budget log. You review it every morning. That way you could sit and say, like, okay, what are you doing? How are you spending? How many funds do we got? Do we have any extra funds? Can we put those towards, towards the car? Can we put any of it towards the debts? So it all kind of works together. And that's the other one too, is when you are making goals, you don't want them to compete with each other. So, like, I can't think of one right now. I'll come up with one. But you do want goals that work well together. You don't want to be working towards a goal and then just to have the other goal pretty much eliminate your work that you had with it. And of course, I'm going to be using my daily savings for the extra payments. Right now, what I do with that is I keep putting money in my daily savings, my Davy savings. I'm getting to that part of where I can't talk. So yeah, no, I put the $5 a day, put that in the daily savings. And when I realized that I have enough in that daily savings where I can pay that card off in total, I won't put my daily savings on the card if it doesn't do it in total, for the purpose of my savings are generating interest when they're in the savings account, where they're getting eaten by interest if they're in the credit card. I guess it is in an account. Lose interest, gain interest. So to me, my money is making money if it's over here, and then I wait until that is the same amount or higher than what they want to make that thing go away. So I just kill it all at once. And again, I do have the quarterly reviews. I do enjoy checking my progress on the quarters. It's also weird too, because you'll notice that like you do really good one quarter and then like you suck on the other one. Like, what is it? This one, third quarter is always the worst for me. July and August are like beat down months. So yeah. Okay, and of course the last one, guys. I know I could do this in less than 40 minutes. Okay, so again, I picked the increase your workout. So again, these are two that I do know a lot of people are going to be getting into. Some of you maybe just start working out, okay? Mine is to increase the workouts. I have been working out. I'm using the Habit Nest Planner, which is freaking amazing. I do have a flip through of the printable version. If you want to check that out, it's on my channel. So I do want to increase the workouts. This is going to be really a time one. I got to figure out where to put the time in. Of course, I'm doing it for my health. I'm doing it for strength and of course achievement, because I'm pretty excited that I'm able to lift what I could lift now, seeing that like it took everything in me just to do a 5-pound weight like 2 years ago. I had a back injury, so that's, you know, really why do you want this? Reduces the chance for injuries, okay? Because I don't want to go back to that. I am getting stronger, and I'm loving the fact that I'm getting stronger. I am going back down to my normal and healthy body weight, which is nice. So that's going away. And I secretly enjoy these workouts. I hate them when it comes time to work out, okay? Like, I will drag my feet and be like, oh man, I don't want to do it. And something happens when you're done with it, where you're just like, yeah, I did that. And then you're like pretty freaking happy for the rest of the day. I don't enjoy it while I'm working out either, okay? I'm not one of those. I really don't understand how people can enjoy that. It's like self-torture. And so I hate it going in. I hate it while the workout's happening. But after I'm done, I'm like, damn, that was worth it. So that's why I, you know, did a friendly reminder to myself of like, buddy, you do actually like this. Okay, and of course the actionable steps here is, of course, I'm following the Habit Nest Planner. Then that way I don't have an excuse and say like, oh, I couldn't think of anything to do. It's in the book. Read the book and just do the damn exercises. Okay, and of course I'm lifting weights because that's helping me build my muscles. Daily cardio, which, side note here, this is the first time that I've ever had to draw tennis shoes. And of course I'm looking at the shoes that I got, which are like some wild Adidas shoes, and I was like, wow, you know, for the people who doodle shoes all the time, like, my kudos to you. Because That's probably the hardest thing I've ever had to doodle. And of course, get those steps in. Try to get your 10,000 every day. That's a quick, easy little goal there. Um, and oddly enough, yeah, these are still in order. Because, I would be going to the Habit Nest Planner to see what my workout is. I'm going to do the weight workout first, and I finish with my cardio. And of course, I make sure that I get the 10,000 steps in by the end of the day. Sometimes this results in you pacing back and forth to get them. I do a quick run on the mini elliptical. But either which way, I have found that I am feeling a lot better if I do make sure that I get those in there. Again, the habits would be to complete the workout from the Habit Nest Planner once a day. Can't increase your workouts if you're not working out. Complete a weight workout and complete a round of cardio. Right now, what I'm doing, which this is how you know which one I like better. I'm doing an hour of the weights, and then the next day I'll do 30 minutes of cardio. The next day I'll do an hour of weights. But what I'm finding is, and again, if you're familiar with the Habit Nest, what's happening with my weight right now is it's stabilizing, and they keep telling me that I need more cardio. I'm already working out for an hour. I do not have an hour and a half or 2 hours in my day, so I do have to squeeze it in to 1 hour, but I need 2 workouts, so this is the best formula that I could come up with right now. Worst case scenario is that I would have to do the mini cardio workout right before bed. Probably wouldn't sleep that night, but I mean, either that or as soon as I wake up. But right now, this is what I'm rocking with. And of course, the mini cardio to get those last steps. If because I do. That's that's one of those things I have to do. So, and again, yeah, we're reviewing it on the quarter. That's just what I do. For some people, it may be easier if you do a different timeline and review. Maybe your goal's not all year. I try to generally make mine all year. It gives me something to look forward to. But that's it, guys. That's really all I got to say about the goals. Again, these are my personal goals. I don't know, maybe it's a goal that you've been wanting to do too, and if you like the layout, go ahead. But mainly I just do these videos to help give you an example of okay, so this is what I want to do, this is how I'm laying it out. Then that way you could do the same for whatever goal that yins are doing. But that's it. And the goal setting part is probably my favorite part of this. So I guess this is a good place. We're gonna go ahead and just close her down now. And again, the what are they? Attainable habits are coming next, guys. So if you liked what you saw here and you're moving on to your habits, make sure that you check out my next video. But other than that, I'm gonna close and just say thank you so much for watching. I do greatly appreciate it, and please remember to hit that like and subscribe button to see more Playing With Me's.